Hello, this is Maria from Maxifisio. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to be filming sort of a set of stretches that you can do after running. I've actually just come back from a run, so this is going to be sort of my cool down. So you can also do this after you go for a run yourself. You could also use it, for stretching after a workout. Or if you feel a bit stiff, you feel you need to add a bit of a stretching on your day, this video is perfect for that too. As always, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet. And as always, any suggestions that you have for any other content, please let me know. You can also get in touch with me through my website, maxifisio.com. So we're going to get started. You're going to need a TheraBand for this video, or if you don't have a TheraBand at home, you could use maybe a towel or something that you can use similar to use it for a bit of support. So we're going to start on our back, and once we're on our back, we're going to be taking the arms to the sides, feet and knees together, and we're going to begin to twist the hips to one side, neck to the other. So if your legs go to the right, the neck goes to the left, and vice versa. Just slowing down your breath, trying to enjoy the stretch, releasing the hips, the spine, the shoulder, everything moving together. All right, once we complete this one, I'm gonna bring the knees to the chest. And maybe just give yourself a bit of a hug, find a bit of movement. And then we're going to get hold of the band, or again something you can use as a band if you don't have a band at home. We're going to take the right foot on the band. We're going to extend the leg. You could keep the other leg straight if you got good flexibility, otherwise you keep it bent. And then once we're here, we're just going to point and flex the toes, breathe in and out. So your knee might be a little bit more bent than mine, maybe it'll be a bit lower, your thigh will be a bit lower than mine. It's okay, you're working towards the direction of a straight. So again, whatever feels good, you can work with your body, just trying to create as much length as possible. Then you could also bend and extend the knee, keeping the heel flexed. Again, keep breathing, it should help you, especially if you feel tight. But again, also with the idea of slowing down your breath. If you just came back from a run, your heart rate is still a bit up, this is perfect as well to just calm, your cardiovascular system down. And then keep your leg lengthened, and then we're just going to open to the side. This will give you a nice inner thigh stretch. And then we'll bring the leg across the middle. This will give you a bit of an outer thigh stretch. This always feels a bit tighter. It's a bit more uncomfortable, but it's also good to do it. And we're just going to keep moving in and out. All right, great. As we complete this one, we'll return to the middle, we'll swap for the other side. So as before, you could keep your right leg down, or if you have good flexibility, right leg is straight. Keep the left knee as straight as possible, and then just point and flex. Point, flex, that's great, keep going. Notice the difference as well between both sides. There'll be always one side that feels better, but hopefully we can do both. Stretching both properly. All right, and then bend and extend, trying to keep the heel flexed. So that will give you more stretch on the calf, on the Achilles tendon, but we should be also feeling the hamstring, the back of the thigh. All right, and then keep the leg lengthened. We're just going to open to the side for the inner thigh stretch, and then bring the leg across for the outer thigh stretch, which again will be a bit more uncomfortable, but like I said earlier, still good to do it on both sides. That's it, open, and come across the middle, open, across the middle. All right, and we'll come back to center. Let's lift the TheraBand and then bend both knees again. And now you're gonna cross the right foot over the left knee. You might need to hold it here if your hips are tight, but otherwise bring the left thigh up, supported with your hands. And then you could also use, I mean, there's different options here. You could use your hand, your arm to open up the hip more. You can just simply hold it here or here. I just want you to get the best stretch for the hip, for the glutes, whatever that is on this side. And you can connect with breath. So we can hold it for a few seconds. And then from here, we're gonna do the other side. Same thing. You cross over, maybe you just hold it here, maybe we can take it up. Again, you can hold the shin, the thigh, you can use your arm or your hand on the left thigh, on the left knee to open up the hip more, whatever helps. All right, once you've done this one, you're gonna come up and we're gonna be on 4-point kneeling. We're gonna take the right leg to the side and we're just gonna be leaning back. So I want you to feel with the inner thigh on the right side. You could keep the toes tucked under or flat on your left foot. So just rocking forwards and back. And then eventually we just hold it. Again, just hopefully feeling the stretch through the inner thigh. All right, from here, we'll take the same leg forward. Just come to a hip flexor stretch. We're gonna do a couple of variations here again. But for now, just think of your back nice and long. And then bring your foot a bit wider. Left hand down, just begin to mobilize a bit your hip so you can again rock the foot a bit. Again, should be feeling good for the hip, the glutes. You're also in a deeper version of the hip flexor stretch for the left side. And again, options here, you can just simply hold it here. You can maybe reach the arm back so we have a bit more rotation. You can maybe bend your knee and hold it. Or maybe you have good mobility, you can grab the foot. If you want to try to grab the foot but you are not able to do it with your hand, you can also use the TheraBand like so. Put it around and then use it. But this is the strongest stretch for your quads. So it might be a little bit too much for you depending on your flexibility. So if this is not working, just keep the lunge, just simply like this, for example. We'll be doing a quads stretches standing as well after. So, I mean, this stretch for me was very difficult when I first started doing it, and it's got a lot easier over time. So it does get better, but please just listen to your body, don't push through it if it's not feeling good for you. And the other thing is you might want to place a bit of a cushion under your knee. My mat is very padded, but if you have a thin mat, you're on a wooden floor, it might be a bit sensitive, so you can always add a bit more cushioning under the kneecap if you need it. All right, so as you complete this one, we'll do the other side. I'm gonna turn around so you can see my left thigh. So we'll go again through the same sequence. Inner thigh stretch. So rocking forwards and back. You can keep the toes flat or tucked under on the right foot. And it's a bit as if you were gonna sit on your heel. And eventually we hold it. We just wanna try to make sure we can feel the left inner thigh stretching. All right, and then come up for your hip flexor stretch. So keep the foot in line with the hip to start with. We just lean forward, opening the chest. So beginning to open up the right hip, front of the right hip, the hip pocket area. Should be feeling nice. All right, and then we're gonna take the foot wider. You can take the right hand down. We're gonna begin just by mobilizing the hip a little bit, which again is good for the hip, for the glutes on that side, on the left. While we keep stretching the right hip flexors, because you're a little bit lower into the lunge. And again, options here, we can just simply hold it here. We can add a bit of a twist, which is nice for the upper back as well. We can maybe bend the knee and hold the knee here. This will give you already a bit of a quads stretch. Then maybe we can grab the foot if you're able to bind, if you want to make the stretch a bit deeper. Again, if you're not able to reach for the foot, but you want to try, sorry if I manage, yeah. We can use the TheraBand or whatever you had at home, if it's not a TheraBand, to try to do it like so. But again, this is difficult. It's not an easy stretch. If you feel it's a bit too much, just back off from it, stay here. The other thing I mentioned earlier as well was the cushion, yeah, under your knee, if you feel you need a bit more padding. Because again, my mat is very thick, but if you have a thin mat and you're on a hard surface, sometimes the kneecap can be a bit sensitive, so you can always place something there. And again, whatever you are, just keep breathing. All right, okay, so from here, we're just gonna tag the toes and we're gonna try to plant the heels and then extend the knees. Maybe the knees will extend fully, maybe not. That's all right. We're gonna repeat it again. Try to come to a deeper squat and up. Now, if you find coming all the way down is a bit uncomfortable, you can always do less bending on your knees. So a little bit more like so. Okay, so again, whatever feels good. And again, once more, it's all right if you're not touching them. Maybe your hands will be off the floor. That's fine. Just keep working with your body. And then stay here. Shake your head a little bit. Slowly come on up. And then I'll give you the option again to add another quads stretch if you were not able to do the previous variation, or even if you did it, this is good as well. Trying to stay upright, tall. And then same thing on the other side. Good. Just notice again the difference on both thighs. If one is a lot tighter, you want to hold it longer, that's absolutely fine, of course. All right, and then let's just come back again into a roll down, knees soft. You can bend them if you need to, come as far down as your body allows you. And then slowly come on up. Let's do it one last time. So just think of relaxing everything as you go down. And coming back up. Great. All right, once you're up, you can do a couple of shoulder rolls if you need to. And that's the end of the video. So we've stretched a little bit the calves, hamstrings, glutes, hip flexors, quads. So basically all of the lower body. We've also done a little bit, just a bit of mobility, which is good for the spine. So these are usually the stretches that I normally do after I go for a run. I hope you find this video useful and beneficial for you. And as always, hopefully I will see you soon in one of my other videos. Bye bye.